Why did you say you don't like America's Next Top Model, the TV show?
Well, okay, so America's Next Top Model, they honestly they push the girls way too far. They make it seem like I don't know. I hate to say this, but I get that some people in the industry can be a bit harsh, yes, and that's just how life is, honestly. But they push it to the point where it's like, dang, you ain't got to be that hard on the girl. Like, you're making this girl starve themselves. You're making girls like cut their hair bald and all of that different type of stuff. Like, yeah, they may ask you to change change your look, but if you don't want to, shave your head, why is that like such a huge problem? It's just, I kind of don't like how hard they are in America's Next Top Model. I don't really, now I don't. When I was younger, I was like, shoot, I'll do anything. But now I'm like, no, like that's breaking me internally, and I don't want the negativity. We don't need to be negative here. We can be positive and still make a positive impact on the world, because that's what modeling was all about, and that's what it's supposed to be all about.
Yeah, so when I went live on Wednesday, in fact, when I went live on Wednesday and when I did a private consultation, which is going to be on my podcast, the audio is going to be on my podcast, both models brought up America's Next Top Model. The model that I was on a phone call with brought up America's Next Top Model in the sense of she was short, she wasn't as thin, she didn't have that type of look that America's Next Top Model has, so she always thought she couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And then the model who I went live with on Wednesday, I forgot exactly what she said, but we also said that same type of issue with model people who want to model who watch America's Next Top Model, the TV show, right? So I was trying to explain that the type of modeling that's on America's Next Top Model, the TV show, is a form of modeling that very few people can do. It's a lot of high fashion stuff. So just because you may be 4'11" and you may not be as thin, don't mean you can't model. It's way more different forms of modeling than high fashion. If I'm correct, only 1% of the people in the world actually fit the strict. I cannot say the word. Fit the actual strict criteria. Fit the strict criteria of high fashion modeling. So if you watch America's Next Top Model, I used to watch America's Next Top Model. Like, I think the last time I watched it was when EVON won. EVON was short. Mm-hmm. And then the last time I heard anything about it, it was that one model that has I don't know. I don't think skin disorder is that the right word for it. But
I forgot.
Yeah, she I think she won the show, right?
Yeah, I think that she did end up winning the show. She came back.
Yeah, she won the show, and she
vitiligo. That's what she had.
And she got big from the show. So I'm quite sure before she went and applied for the show, she probably figured that she couldn't be a model either. I've heard other models who are signed who said the very same thing of, if you look at America's Next Top Model as modeling, and that's all that you know, it's a reason why you believe that you just can't do it.
Exactly.
When this is way more different forms of modeling than what we see on America's Next Top Models.
Exactly.
And the thing with doing this podcast, I said this on Wednesday, I said this on Monday. For me to talk about something with somebody, and then I have somebody else new who probably didn't watch anything, and then they say something that's similar to what the model before the podcast, that said something on the episode before her. It's like, I know I ain't the only one that be tripping.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I've been finding models who will literally say something, and it's like, oh, I thought I was the only person that thought that way.
No, I knew.
That's how I know.
Think like that. I know they do.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, but then again, it's all about the mindset, because if you would have just looked up a video, like on YouTube, how many forms of modeling are there? what are the different types of modeling? You know, if you had the education, you know, to go ahead and venture outside of that America's Next Top Model little like mold, then you will realize that there's like commercial modeling, there's fit models, there's a whole bunch of different type of modeling that you can do, and you can actually get paid. You actually get paid, most of the time you get paid more money doing commercial modeling than you do doing high fashion modeling, because you know, the clothing designers, they'll give you the clothes instead of paying you. You know, they'll, you know, it's just different. It's just different. High fashion modeling is a little different than
only 1% of the people in the world fit that strict criteria of it. Even on my podcast, I've said, when I've talked about high fashion, it's not the only form of modeling that there is. Majority of models are commercial models. You can make more money doing commercial modeling than you do high fashion. Yeah, I think some of the most richest models in the world do high fashion modeling. Yes, I understand that, but I don't think it's. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's off modeling. I think it's off all those endorsements and all that stuff. But
exactly, it's everything you get from doing the high fashion model.
It's the same thing with, if I'm correct, it's the same thing with music artists. These people ain't millionaires. Well, these people ain't worth 100 million and billionaires off of music. It's the stuff that they're doing away from music that music allowed them to be able to do. What I say just makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.